Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. What a stunning game of cricket that was. This is exactly why they say that you love test matches. At any point of this match, did you not know where this match was heading? Especially today with England batting that deep, you would expect them to bat the 2 days and get the total that was put up for them. But then England bowlers came in with their excellence and really crumbled the English batting. First of all, I'd like to go around the room, the virtual room, and take everyone's reactions. Initial reactions. Devashish, you're there at the ground. Tell us what was it like?
Before we start, Atro, yeah, if it is better if everyone can put their mics on mute. That
Yes,
cancel out the noise.
Devashish is so happy that his frame has frozen into a smile. Shubhain, why don't you start? What are your initial reactions after this match?
I think it was on the cards, regardless of what Anderson or the England team said after the end of yesterday's play that we are ready to chase 600. That's their mindset, but it is never easy to chase 400 in India, especially in fourth innings. And that was the case. I think Jasprit Bumrah was phenomenal in this test. The wait for 500 test wickets for Ashwin continues. I think he will complete it in the next match in Rajkot. But overall, a very good match. We got a double century from Yashasvi, a century from Shubman Gill, some excellent catching from Shubman Gill, some excellent fielding from Shreyas Iyer. Jasprit Bumrah spell that Yorker. I think India would be very happy with the way things have gone.
Yes, and Shomik, that first session, I think all those wickets fell, and I think that was the game changer, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. And the first session was a bit frenetic in the sense, especially when Joe Root came out to bat and the way he was going after bowling, going everything. And eventually it brought about his downfall, given that it was an ugly white, not which we don't usually associate with a player of Joe Root's class. And Ashwin proved to be quite a handful. And he flirted with history once when Tom Hartley was given out by the on-field umpire, but DRS came to his rescue. But eventually he will get there. And I like the fact that India went about their business ruthlessly, not asking one of the seamers or other bowlers to bowl wide of the stumps to allow Ashwin to get, because eventually he will get to his 500 test wickets. He will get to his landmark in this test series. So winning the collective was more important than an individual. And India will take a lot of heart from this win, given that they have been one of the best test sides, one of the most exciting test sides also that had the momentum. Without five of their frontline players, Virat Kohli, Mohammad Shami, KL Rahul, Ravindra Jadeja, and Rishabh Pant, who has been out for a long time now. Still, this is sort of a second string Indian team that has outplayed England in this test match. So India will take a lot of heart, and over the two tests, this has been a triumph of cricket via the 5-day format, which is very heartening.
Yes, absolutely.
Devashish, can you hear me? Am I audible to you? No, I think there's still a problem. Matra, why don't you, tell us about your initial reactions after whatever happened today? I mean, incredible, isn't it?
No, not quite incredible. I mean, 400 was always going to be a tall order. And the way England plays, when you live by the sword, sometimes you have to die by the sword as well. So they score quickly. They try to put the bowling under pressure all the time. And when you do that, you also create opportunities for the bowlers. You give them some openings, which was the case. I mean, we saw the way Ollie Pope and Joe Root started throwing the bat at everything. And
Yes,
so and
yes,
when
absolutely.
the runs kept coming, but it always meant that there was a chance for the bowlers to
I am
get those wickets.
audible.
So once those 5 wickets fell in the first session, it was actually game over.
Yes, and I have to ask you, who do you think the player of the match should be? Should it be young Jaiswal or Jasprit Bumrah? It's the first time
Uh, This will go to the sudden death. This will not even finish in the tiebreaker. This verdict. But if you ask me, I think it's Bumrah because there was not really so much of assistance for the bowlers in this pitch, and the way he bowled in the first innings, especially, I think that turned the match in India's favor. Had England got to 350, had India's lead been around 40 or 50 instead of 140, this could have been a different match. So it was his bowling which made the big difference between the teams in the first innings. And India actually capitalized on that to win this match. So if you ask
Yeah.
me, it's Bumrah. Although Jaiswal, we were very, very close second. Very, very close second. By millimeters. By photo finish.
Jaiswal, Atroda Jaiswal scored 209. The second highest score in that innings was 34 by Shubman Gill. Had Jaiswal gotten out cheaply, India would have struggled to score past 200. Even 200 had Jaiswal gone out early. So
Quite
Jaiswal,
true,
I
quite
think
true.
he let the platform for Bumrah to bowl his heart out.
Quite true, quite true. That is why I'm saying it's going to the sudden death. It's not finished in the tiebreaker. It's a photo finish. But
Hmm.
if you ask me, my verdict goes to Bumrah.
Whoever wins, India won.
Yes.
That's important, isn't it? And Shomik, is this the kind of performance that you needed from the Indian team, or do you think there's still a little bit, things you need to improve?
Yeah, we always have the room for improvement. So that is, but India will have an opportunity for a calm reflection. Now we have a 10-day break before the third test. So basically, what happened? The first two tests were back to back, and India were under pressure after losing the first test. And when you lose a home test, and when you are from after taking 190, that was that put the side under even more pressure. So India will have a bit of calm reflection, even as far the individuals are concerned, and as for the collective. The right wicket keeper batsman going ahead. Uh, when we are playing two seamers, I hope Siraj will come back for the next test. And one of the learnings from this test is that we need to produce good pitches. We don't need to prepare raging turners. Our bowlers are good enough to take 20 wickets when you have someone like Bumrah, when you have Ashwin, when you have Kuldeep Jadhav. You should back yourself to take 20 wickets in any conditions. So you don't need to prepare raging turners because then the game becomes a lottery. So you play to your strength, you back your bowlers, and also on an individual front, someone like Shubman Gill, for example, he has now got a breathing space. He has been under pressure. Now a couple of technical adjustments. I hope he has now time to make, trusting the front at forward and playing with stiff hands. These are the issues. They will work in the nets. They will get the. So this is India's. I mean, this will bring about a calming effect to the side.
Yes, that's a fair point made there, Shomik. Shubhayan, we spoke about KS Bharat yesterday. Do you think he'll find a place in the third test, or it's looking quite difficult after the last few performances?
I think India have a bit of time in hand before the third test. There's a bit of a gap, 1 week gap. So I think the nerves will settle down when you have a less gap. Like it happened in this match, you tend to take reactionary decisions. But I think this time around they will have some time that will calm the nerves of the captain, the team management, and a win. Of course, when you win, you don't tend to change the winning combination. But I think in Rajkot, you will have to look at the pitch. It's one of the flattest decks in India. It will turn, it will stay low, uneven bounce. A lot of variables to consider. But I think if there has to be some change, then it will be in the batting unit. If KL Rahul is fit, if Virat Kohli comes back, we don't know yet about Virat Kohli. But I don't think we will see a reactionary change in terms of KS Bharat. I think he will get one more match before they take the call.
And Shomik, we have here a comment from Harsha who's saying, "Good to see that test matches are getting revived again." So the kind of performances that India is putting in, especially in this match, it tends to bring out the crowd. And how important is it for test cricket, Indian test cricket, to keep that momentum?
Yeah, Gagi, it's very heartening to see the turnouts in the first two tests. Even today, on the first day of the week, there was pretty decent turnout at Bazball. So basically, see, Test cricket is the purest form of the game, and actually, as Virat Kohli has also said earlier, if we are playing matches in strong cricket centers where we have cricket culture, we will have decent turnouts. And the way the two teams are playing, it's I mean they are going after it. Don't count out England at all, in the sense they won the first test after coming back from a 190 run deficit. This game also, they gave India a game. It's not that they have been rolled over. So two fantastic sides are playing against each other. And this is the best form of the game, and this is very very exciting. And see, in any other format, you won't get to see a double century by a young cricketer of that nature in any other format. You don't get to see Jasprit Bumrah spell in any other format. In T20 cricket, he is done after bowling 4 overs. So you don't have the chance for the ball to become older, the reverse swing coming into play, and all that. So Test cricket is the purest form of the game, and it's heartening to see that there is still so much love in this country.
Yes. Atreo, let me ask you the same question. Do you feel that there will be changes moving into the third test for the Indian side? You're on mute, Atreo.
I think it's a little too early to think about changes. But yes, I mean, if Virat Kohli is available, if Rahul is available, then obviously they will come in. So that goes without saying. And as far as the wicket-keeping position is concerned, it's a call that Indian team will have to take sooner or later. I mean, Bharat, so far what he has done, I mean, particularly with the bat, it's not, I mean, that's not what the team expects when a team goes with six batters, including the wicket-keeper. So his keeping has been all right, but his batting has certainly been below par, and that's a call the Indian team will eventually take. I mean, look, they will look at somebody else. Whether they will do it in the next match or sometime later, that we have to wait and see. But that's a change Indian team will probably make sooner or later.
And Shubhan, second best figures for Jasprit Bumrah in a match, 9 wickets, 91 runs. How incredible has he been throughout this test match? Because it's not been very long since he came back from that injury, and he got back like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And not even this test match, even in Hyderabad, he was phenomenal with the ball. He's a man on mission. He's leading this bowling attack phenomenally well. And in Vizag, the spells he bowled in both first innings and second innings were extraordinary. And he kept on troubling. He kept on troubling the English batters. Even when Mukesh Kumar was bowling poorly, Jasprit Bumrah held one end. And even today, when Mukesh Kumar did not get to bowl till the fag end of this innings, Jasprit Bumrah just took the responsibility and kept on bowling long spells. And it is rare to see Jasprit bowl longer spells in Test cricket, but he has that. Also, he's a tank. He's an absolute machine, and the consistency, the way he was pitching at one length, one line, consistently troubling the batters, reverse swinging the ball. It was a sheer delight to watch him perform. Uh, that too on a track which was assisting spinners, I would say. So
I,
hats off to his skill set, hats off to his determination.
Yeah, Shomik.
I, I would like to add one more thing about Jasprit Bumrah. He is unquestionably India's greatest ever fast bowler. No peers.
Absolutely.
And he is good enough to sit alongside, he is one of the all-time greats, good enough to sit alongside the likes of Dennis Lilly, Malcolm Marshall, and Wasim Akram.
Yep, I think we all agree with that, Shomik. Shomik, what do you think is the future for Mukesh Kumar? Obviously, when he got that first wicket, he was so relieved, and it just shows that he was under so much pressure. So, where do you think his future might end up? And how do you think he should go about his game in the future?
See, Mukesh is a horses for courses bowler in the sense when there is nip around, when there is lateral movement, when there is seam movement, he will become handy. But in conditions like this, when the deck is flat, the ball is not doing much in there, you have to be of Bumrah's quality to extract something out of this conditions. And he becomes a pedestrian. He was relieved after getting Shoaib Basi's wicket. But if Siraj comes back, he will get into the side. Mukesh will once again sit out. Now, the fact is that maybe India brought him in this test to use him as a defensive option. He will bowl a defensive line, defensive length, and will look for containment from one end, which he failed to do. Which he failed to do because he didn't have a very good game. Uh, he is India's backup bowler. He is not India's main bowler. He is India's backup bowler. And if Siraj comes back for the third test, he will sit out.
And Devashish is back and his network looks really good. Can you hear me, Devashish?
I could.
Thank God. And, Devashish, initial reactions. I know we've been talking for the past 16 minutes, but we didn't get a reaction from you. How are you feeling about all of this?
Yes, I always kept on saying in the pre-show, also in the pre-show today as well, that it's going to be a matter of time. Means obviously you cannot sustain by hitting every ball on a running track. It might as well be possible on in England where they did it, but then in turning tracks means obviously to be facing against the likes of Ashwin, Kuldeep, and Akshar, and then you had Bumrah as well. It would have been really, really difficult. It was a matter of just 9 balls, and that is what happened. Means some of the yes, England were very attacking. It might look very entertaining in the eyes. Yes, you might say Bazball is clicking, but it is yet to see. First off, 400 was very difficult target. Means obviously, um, 9 out of 10 times you might not achieve scoring 400 chasing in the fourth innings, and so that is all that had happened. England did entertain the crowd by at least going for that chase. Means other teams would have not gone, would have ever thought of going for the chase. But good that England went for the chase, kept the crowd going. It was all entertaining, but eventually it was India's match to win, and that is all that had happened.
Yes, Devashish. And Devashish, I have a question for you. Do you think in the next test match there might be a place for Sarfaraz Khan?
I doubt. I really doubt. Means obviously dropping Rajat Patidar straight away after giving him just one opportunity, it is very unfair to say. I mean, obviously, but I still feel that yes, KL Rahul will be coming in, and that's the only consensus with KL Rahul coming in. Then you might have to keep Rajat Patidar out, but I still feel that Shreyas Iyer, which is building effort today, he might as well keep his place in the side for the third test in Rajkot. And what an incredible run out, and catch it to be the first inning.
Hmm.
Natra, going back to the point that Devashish made, Bazball isn't looking that effective right now because there's a difference between being aggressive and mindlessly hitting every ball. What are your impressions about the way that England has been playing?
Well, but they have won most of the matches that they have played following this philosophy, isn't it? They even won in India. So India, it's 1-1. So I won't say it's a complete failure yet. I mean, we have to wait till the end of the series to know whether it's working in India or not. They give India a scare. I mean, there is no doubt about that. And although, I mean, having having grown up watching the kind of cricket that I have, I am tempted to say that it's not going to work in every condition. It's a very condition specific thing. I mean, against in India, it's very different because where the ball might turn, the ball will turn. There are some crafty spinners in and out field. So all the time it will not work. And if you look at Zach Crawley's innings today, he was not bashing the ball. If you look at his strike rate in this inning and in the first innings, there is a huge difference. So it's a little early to say whether Bazball is a failure. I mean, we can't say that. I mean, they have playing, following that principle, they won a match in India and lost a match in India. So on the basis of this outcome, these outcomes, we cannot say it convincingly say it has failed or it has succeeded. Let's wait and watch a few more matches in India. It has worked in India. It has worked in England, no doubt about that. Against Australia, they lost the first two matches of the series. Could might have well won that series had rain not interrupted, rain not saved Australia in one of those matches. It might have been 3-2 for England. So it has worked in England. We have numbers to show for that. In India, we don't have the numbers yet.
Yes. Yes. Devashish, the final question for you. Talking about an aggressive style of play, obviously Ben Stokes was out in the middle, but he seemed quite lethargic and he often takes his time too much when he's out in the middle. So do you think that cost England there? If he probably went out on the attack from ball one, maybe things could have been different?
Yeah, absolutely. It was lethargic on his part because he wasn't expecting the ball, the Shreyas to pick up and throw it one go and hitting the stumps. And it was a bit casual from the England captain. But I think the main concern for England would have been Joe Root. Means obviously the key for England would have been for Joe Root to stay at one end and the stroke players to strike from the other end. Means obviously England had some decent stroke players. Means Joe Root, what was the necessary of that going hitting all the balls that he faced? I mean, it would have been ideal for Joe Root to stay in the middle and attack from the other end. Means obviously you have to understand that there was still one more day to go, and it was England's test match to win and chase 400. Means and they were going great guns, and so and actually I would say that Joe Root threw away his wicket, trying to be over aggressive.
And Shubhayan, before we wrap up, I think Atra is trying to say something, but he's on mute.
No,
You are on
Atra,
mute, Atreyu.
well, this is in continuation of what Devashish was saying. I mean, I was very surprised to see Joe Root do that. Reverse swing first ball, I can understand. People are doing it these days. But for him to, I mean, you give yourself 10 balls to look at. I mean, how things are. I mean, how the pitch is behaving, what kind of bowling is going on. So give yourself a little bit of time before you try all those things. So I was very surprised to see Joe Root do that. Yeah.
okay, and before we wrap up, Shomik and Shubhayan, I want to know from both of you, what do you expect out of the Indian team moving forward into this series?
I think a lot will
I think
depend on
a lot will depend on.
it's echoing.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So a lot will depend on who returns to the squad, whether KL Rahul is fit enough, whether Virat Kohli returns or not, what's the status of Mohammad Siraj. Although BCCI said he will be available for the third test, what kind of conditions we will get in Rajkot, that will matter a lot. So I think yes, we will see whether KL Rahul is fit or not. If he is fit, then I think he will straight away come in place of Rajat Patidar, and Siraj will play in place of Mukesh Kumar. I think rest of the team remains the same.
Yeah, Gavi, can you please come again with the question, please?
What are the changes you are expecting?
I agree with Shubhayan. I agree with Shubhayan. If KL Rahul is fit, we don't know yet whether Kohli would be available for the rest of the series. If he makes himself available, then he walks in. And if KL Rahul is also fit, then KL Rahul and Virat come in for Rajat Patidar and Shreyas Iyer. And if Siraj is also available, then he will replace Mukesh Kumar. But we have 10 days now. We have to see what are the changes, what are the updates BCCI would be providing us with. Um, Obviously, I expect KL Rahul because he had a thigh pain, so it is not that serious, and KL Rahul to come in. And if it is only KL Rahul and Siraj, then I think they will come for Rajat Patidar and Mukesh Kumar respectively, because mind that Shreyas Iyer, despite his batting travails, he has redeemed himself well in the field. That fantastic catch in the first innings, the run out of Ben Stokes in the second. You are contributing in a way. I mean, it is also credit goes to Shubman Gill, when even after the first innings, when he was been severely criticized, he came up with 4 catches. So in a way, cricket is about contributing to the team's cause. A team sport is about contributing to the team's cause. That's what they have done. So I think that is the way India will go ahead. Look forward to.
You're on mute, Gargi.
On that note, we'll wrap up this conversation. We'll be back before the next match, of course, and Devashish and Atra will be on ground over there as well. So stay tuned to Rev Sports as we bring
No,
you.
Devashish is returning. We are having Devashish back for the third test.
Oh, really?
Yes, we have our conclave also, so we have to manage
Oh,
a lot
right,
of
right, right.
things.
Of course. I'll be there too. Don't forget that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Everyone will be
goodbye.
here. Ishan will be there too. Everyone will be here.
So goodbye to everyone. Stay tuned to Red Sports.